JLA number 84, which was published in 2003, witnessed the trial by fire storyline which lasted for 6 issues. This story shows the incredible potentials of the Martian Manhunter, who's definitely considered among the most powerful beings in the DC universe. The book opens with a conversation taking place between Superman and John Jones, aka the Martian Manhunter, who is pleased that fire no longer affects him in any way. He relates his success in overcoming his weakness to his coach and beloved Scorch. Meanwhile, Batman has been called to investigate the strange situation of the Arkham Asylum's inmates who have been showing deep remorse for the crimes they have committed. At the same time, it's been reported that dangerous criminals in prisons across the country have become harmless. Later on, President Lex Luthor was found paralyzed at the White House. The Martian Manhunter uses his telepathy to try to help him, but he was suddenly knocked away by a psychic force erupting from Luthor. The force is powerful enough to knock down Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, and tells them to accept the gifts he has given them. The influence of the unknown telepath continues to expand all over the world. Leaders from the Middle East put their differences aside and meet for pleasant conversations. Later on, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter discussed what happened to Luthor at the White House. Diana says that this telepath force is messing with people's minds and seems that it can't be stopped. The Martian Manhunter uses his telepathic abilities to search for the unknown force, causing all this trouble but in vain. Suddenly, John felt horrible pain and collapsed. He stated that he found nothing and just wanted to go back home. The influence of the telepath continues as Firestorm loses his powers and Green Lantern's ring starts working against the Lantern's will. The ring shows a hideaway in the mountains, where the Justice League believe that the attacker is hiding in there. They, however, find Vandal Savage in the hideaway, who tells them that the force behind all this mess is something he encountered 20,000 years ago, and it's called the Burning, a highly destructive Martian force. Back in the Watchtower, the Justice League start working on collecting information about the Martian history and physiology, but they suddenly find that Superman has been attacked and taken down by the invisible attacker who was still in the chamber. The invisible enemy attacks the Justice League and takes them down easily. Meanwhile, Batman tries to help Superman waking up, while Green Lantern dares the enemy to show himself. The powerful telepath, however, creates an illusion of John's dead sister Rose. The telepath took John down, while the Justice League barely managed to retreat in order to regroup themselves. Later on, Vandal Savage tells the League how the Burning slaughtered his tribe 20,000 years ago, and how Vandal eventually managed to defeat him. The Justice League then decide to go to the Fortress of Solitude to question the White Martians who have been imprisoned in the Phantom Zone, as they are the only ones who could give valuable information about the Burning. The League, however, were shocked that Fernus had already slaughtered the White Martians in the Phantom Zone. The powerful villain attacks the Justice League and easily overpowers them all, stating that it took him 15 seconds to access the fortress after reading Superman's mind, and half a minute to learn how to operate the Phantom Zone generator. Fernus says that he enjoyed slaughtering the White Martians and remarks that Batman managed to teleport away. Suddenly, Green Lantern interferes after he was cured by the Guardians of the Universe. He managed to catch Fernus off guard and broke his control over the Justice League before teleporting them away. Meanwhile, Batman, who survived Fernus' attack, went to meet Patrick O'Brien, aka Plastic Man, who does not remember who he is. Later on, Green Lantern tells the League that the Guardian saved his life and that Fernus possessed the Martian Manhunter. He reveals that 20,000 years ago, Mars was dominated by the burning Martians, like the one they are fighting now. The burning Martians were ruthless, brilliant, incredibly strong, and constantly fighting among themselves. The guardians of the universe had been observing the Martian culture for quite some time. They eventually decided to intervene as the burning Martians were close to achieve space travel. The Guardians thought that the burning Martians may cause troubles to other nations across the universe and eventually performed mass genetic manipulation on them. The burning Martians developed weakness towards fire as a deterrent against violence and later began to evolve into the green and white Martian races. Later on, Fernus asks Scorch to burn down a small town, stating that people caused her nothing but pain. Scorch, however, refuses to do that, and in return, Fernus uses his telepathic powers to unleash nuclear missiles on the world. The League rush to stop the missiles, while Manitou Raven uses his powers and teleports Atom and Major Disaster into the dreaming reality, and reveals that the Martian Manhunter and Fernus souls have been locked in a spiritual conflict. Martian Manhunter says that he is helpless and no longer can fight Fernus, and says that he has been consumed by Fernus since he was unleashed at the White House. Atom tells John that he must fight Fernus Control, or the world will be lost forever. Meanwhile, Fernus defeats the Justice League again, while Batman destroys what is left of the nuclear missiles. Fernus destroys Batman's plane and knocks him unconscious. Batman, however, was saved by Plastic Man, who finally remembered who he was, thanks to his son, who persuaded his father that the world is in need for his help. Plastic Man fights Fernus and proves immune to the villain's telepathy and reveals that there is one more missile which was not detonated. Superman flies after the missile but was a bit late as it detonates in the city of Chongjin in North Korea. The Flash, however, uses his incredible speed to carry 500,000 Koreans away from the blast in less than seconds, one at a time and sometimes two, and manages to evacuate the entire population, while Green Lantern contains the radiation. The Justice League engage the powerful Fernus, who easily takes down Superman. Meanwhile, Scorch draws all of the flames from the city into herself. The enraged Fernus blasted Scorch and sent her into a coma. Although no one has been killed, the sorrow caused by the fire of the nuclear blast is enough to allow Fernus to begin spawning, but instead of young burning Martians, he is faced with the Martian Manhunter. Empowered by the faith of his friends, the Manhunter rips through Fernus' body, demanding to get his life back. The Justice League then extinguished the fire with overwhelming flood, while Manhunter confronted Fernus underwater. Fernus states that he can't be destroyed as he is the Martian Manhunter's rage itself, and he will live as long as the Manhunter lives. Martian Manhunter, however, blasts Fernus and destroys him, but later reveals that he is not dead and that he will return one day. Later on, the scans show that John and Fernus are two different beings, and that John was under Fernus' control and will not be held responsible for his actions, and that he is still a member of the Justice League. John reveals that he can still withstand simple fire without pain, unless they are flames of psychic significance or suffering and love. These are the flames that he can't bear. The book ends with John sitting beside his beloved Scorch, who went into a coma after Fernus' attack. So that was the Trial by Fire story, which witnessed the Justice League epic battle against the powerful Fernus. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.